Every single Monday, I and hundreds of other school builders hop on a call with Hormozi and get to interrogate him with all of our questions so that he can give us answers so we can make more money. And today I asked him a question that completely changed my perspective on business, and I figured that it was something worth sharing with all of you as well. I basically explained to Hormozi the exact process of what I was doing now with my business, right? I basically explained to him what I was doing, right? From marketing to sales to delivery to fulfillment to ops to you name it. I brought him through the entire shebang A to Z. And I asked him, Hormozi, what would you do? Like I'm not seeing the success, I'm not seeing the results that I wish I would be, and why is that? Like, what would you do? And he said to me, he said, hey man, what you're doing and what you're trying to do, hundreds of thousands of other people have done. What makes you different? Fuck, I guess not much. He's like, what you're doing works. It works. It's been proven. Just look. You just have to do more of what you're doing now. And you have to do it for an extended period of time, long after it gets boring, long after you want to give up, and do it so much so that it's inevitable that you're going to win. He said, what you're doing works. You just have to do more of it. You know what you need to do. You just need to do the thing you know you need to do, but that you're trying to put off doing. And it got me to think, why do we as humans, as entrepreneurs, why are we so quick to want to jump? Why are we so quick to want to jump ship and move to a new opportunity or try something new or give up on the thing we're doing now? And I sat here and I've gone on drives, late night drives. I've sat here and I've journaled about it. I've tried everything. I'm trying to figure out, why are we so attached to shiny objects, right? Like, how come when our ship is sinking, we will jump on a ship that's objectively worse than the one we're on, but because we're in a sinking ship, it doesn't look that bad? Why are we like this as humans? As well, I'm no psychologist, and I don't have a conclusive answer. I came up with one thing that really made me understand this concept a little bit better, and made me grasp this entire situation and allow me to have a bit more clarity on being able to do the thing we know we need to do for an extended period of time, long after the thing gets boring. Okay? And I think that actually there's two. I think that one of the core reasons as to why we are so easily, just distracted with these other opportunities is because of the amount of the unrealistic expectations that other people set for us. For example, if right now you go on YouTube or social media, or it doesn't matter, anywhere, all people talk about is win, 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 win. How I made this amount of money in this amount of days. How I sold my company for this much. How I just signed a $10,000 client. How I did this and this and this and this and this. How I became a billionaire dropshipper. How I retired my wife doing this. And all you hear is about all these crazy wins. And you look at your life and go, man, I don't have $1 billion. I don't have 1 trillion cars. I don't have, I'm not retired yet. I'm not this. I'm not this. I'm not that. And you think, man, I must be doing something wrong because those guys are winning. And they have all this stuff, but so I must be doing something wrong. But we forget to realize two very important things, which is number one, every time one person says, hey, I made this amount of money, there's 1 million other people who are still not making any money. That's number one. And number two is the fact that is just the tip of the iceberg. That is just the win. They didn't share the 5 years of them making no money to learn what they needed to know, to learn how to sell, to then finally go out there and sell. So technically they made 10 grand, not in 30 days, over the last 5 years. That doesn't sound so good anymore. But of course no one's going to say that because it doesn't sound good, it doesn't sound sexy, right? Which is why people, when they put out there, and rightfully so, that's how you make a good offer, is you decrease the time delay, right? And that's how you make good YouTube videos as well, with titles and whatnot, whole different video. But we set these unrealistic expectations for each other and for ourselves. And what happens is we get to the point where we think, like, oh, what we're doing must be wrong. What we're doing must not work because, look, that guy made money doing that thing, and we're not making money, so we might as well try that, right? But that's flawed because we don't see the whole story. We just see the tip of the iceberg. We just see the tip of the iceberg. And tell you what, the iceberg is a lot bigger below the surface than it is above. And if the Titanic knew that, they'd all be alive. I don't even know if that's why the Titanic sunk, but I just made that shit up. Because when we talk, the reason why I say that is because of a sinking ship. Right? Imagine if you're on the Titanic and your ship is sinking, okay? If you look to the right and there's a little floaty, okay, a little float boat, right there in that moment, that boat looks better than the Titanic. It does. And so what do most people do? Well, they jump to that boat. But what do they not do? They forget to ask themselves, why is my boat sinking? Well, maybe your boat's fucking sinking because you have a hole in the bottom. And so if you just fix the hole, you'd be good to go. And so you jump in the other boats, and since you're the one that doesn't acknowledge when there's holes, you jump in, and when you jump in, you poke a hole in the other boat. Guess what happens? You go, holy fuck, there's a hole in this boat too. This boat sucks ass. Let me go find a new boat. And you keep jumping ship and jumping ship and jumping ship, yet every ship you jump to keeps fucking sinking. And that's because the problem isn't the ship, the problem is you. The problem isn't the ship, the problem is you. And if you would just stay on one fucking ship and solve the problem that's making that ship sink, you would be fine. Granted that the hole isn't that big. Maybe not feasible for the Titanic. But for most of these instances, the problems that are in our ship, we could solve. We could patch up. We could fix. If we had just been more attentive and more focused and just more in the game, we would have known, like, oh, hey, man, there's an issue here. Let's fix it. But no, because instead what we do is go, man, look at how fast that guy's going. And he's on a different boat than me, so the only reason why he's winning is he's on a different boat. Let me go jump to a new boat. And you jump to a new boat, and you go, why is this not working? He must have been a scam. Fuck that guy. He doesn't know what he's talking about. Let me jump to a new boat. And a new one, and a new one, and a new one, and a new one. And you keep fucking jumping boats, you never get anywhere. Ever. And I think, like, I'll tell you, if any of you ever watch my YouTube videos, you know I'm talking about, hey, how I made 21K this month with just 2,000 YouTube views, or how I made 10K in 30 days by running my yada, yada, yada. And of course we do that, except I said, here's how I made 10K over 742,000 days, no one would watch. So I'm sorry, I do apologize. But I want to share with you this. I struggle with that shit too. Right now I'm going through that. This is like a rant to myself for me to feel better. Fuck, I even asked Hermosi about this because I was feeling so shit about it, right? And so, like, I want to let you know that, dude, you're not in this alone. It's not just you. I've gone through the same problems as well. And I can guarantee you this. So has Hermosi. So has Bill Gates and Steve Jobs and all these other motherfuckers out there. Because it's human. And it's normal. But I think the way for us to get past it is to accept it and understand that, hey, this is normal, this is part of the game. But if we keep jumping ship and jumping ship and jumping ships and not solving the root problem that's causing the ship to sink in the first place, our ships will keep sinking. Because if you're a shitty driver and you keep crashing into fucking icebergs, it doesn't matter what kind of ship you're on. Even if you're on the Titanic, it'll sink. So you have to solve the root problem that's causing you to sink in the first place. Okay? And so, yeah. Hermosi shared that with me, and I figured that was worth sharing with all of you as well, because it really changed my view on business and on perspective and some of the things I'm going through, and I hope that it may help you out as well. So yeah, that's what Hermosi taught me from the call I was on. Peace. Oh, and if you want to jump on these calls with Hermosi as well, you can click the link down below. Click my affiliate link, join the school free trial, check it out.